Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm doing some painting on my way for ships, and I'm not going to really go through the whole process, but I'm going to show you some lessons learned with painting some of the Wave 4 stuff. So here's a little close-up of one of the problems that I'm having that maybe you might be running into. So as you can see here, I've already started on this E-wing, and he is. I was kind of going to do him black, but I mixed some black and blue, so he's kind of like a grayish, and I've done some red highlights on him. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so there's my E-wing. Now what I want to do is I want to get the cockpit. Now the cockpit's going to be hard because you've got this silly little gun right on top. And getting a brush in there, now this brush doesn't have any paint on it, but getting a brush in there, well, you're going to get stuff all over the gun. So the trick is to be able to get the cockpit and the gun separately without overlapping, because what I'd like to ideally do is I'd like to get a darker black on the cockpit, and then eventually some of this Citadel technical art coat, which makes it really shine, and I'll show you some more on that in a minute. And then I would like to do a little bit of Rune Fang steel in the gun to make the gun basically chrome, make it stand out a little bit. But I don't want them to bleed over onto each other. And they're so close together, I just can't see a way to actually get a brush in there. And like, this is my smallest brush. And I don't know if you can really, let me hold up something behind it. There, you can see how it's a small brush, but I don't even think that's going to be able to do it. So what I'm going to do, in my infinite brilliance, is basically I'm going to put a paper towel. Maybe a paper towel is not the best idea. Basically, I'm going to wrap the gun and wrap it up tight and hold it up, and then proceed to paint my cockpit. So I'm actually going to get some paper and do that. On second thought, I'm going to use my trusty Scotch tape here. I use this for painting. This is how I did the lines on here. I always keep some of this stuff handy, and I'll just cut a little piece. And actually, I don't want that much. Cut part of that off. So many little pieces of tape here. And then we slide it under. We want to go all the way back. And then we just pull it up onto itself. And boom. So, there we go. Now you've got a cockpit that I can just be sloppy with. Well, not too sloppy, but I have a lot more liberties now. With this cockpit, I can do a lot more with it, and I can put my black on there, and I can let that dry, and then I can do my ard coat. And then once the ard coat dries, I can see. Oh no, I got paint on there. Oh no. See, that's not really the position I would paint at, so I'm not going to actually paint on camera because I don't want to have to hold the model up to the camera while I paint. But yeah. Okay, so I did the cockpit. I'm going to pull my little piece of tape off, and let's see if you can see it. It's really subtle because it's already black. It's really not going to pop that much on a grayish ship. I still haven't put my wash on here yet, so I'm going to do a little more to it. But let me show you what the ard coat can do. Basically, that's how I would do it. And then I would wrap it the other way around. I could go like that to do the gun. And let's do that. Let's do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Rune Fang steel. My favorite for doing gun tubes. I can get underneath it, get all the angles, with no risk of damaging the cockpit. See, there it is. And then, voila. Oh, look at that! Shiny, shiny gun. No damage to the cockpit. No paint on the cockpit. That's how we do it. Tape. Tape is your best friend. Alright, so I was talking about this Ard coat, and I'll do that last on this guy. I'm probably not going to do it on this video. But Ard coat is a technical kind of paint. And this was my first time getting a technical. Well, basically it adds a little bit of gloss. It goes on like creamy and it dries clear. So this was I did 2 Z95 Headhunters. Here's one, if we can get it to focus on it. And do you see the cockpit? It's shiny. Let me angle it a little bit so the light hits it just right. Alright, I've got 2 that I've done. There we go. And they're both basically the same. The cockpit's a lot shinier than the flatness of the other paint. So these are the... There we go. That's better. I actually need to change my lighting setup. So, yeah, that's basically my Blood Squadron Z95. And that's just a different one I did. I did a different color. I don't really have a theme for this guy, but they kind of go together. They're kind of ashy. But boy, that glossy cockpit is nice. Because I paint over the whole thing, and then I repainted the cockpits black. And then that's kind of how you can make them. They're actually a little bit glossier than the original ones. So, yep. And oh, and here's a brighter view of this E-wing. So anyway, tape is your friend. If you want to do a cockpit glow, get some Ard coat. Looks real good. And happy painting.